Howdy ho, good neighbors. Welcome to the Tuesday lunch chat. Oh, I cracked those knuckles. How y'all doing? Did you have a good weekend? I worked straight through the weekend, and I'm not sad about it because I was really excited about what I was working on. So that's good, right? Um, my husband had his own plans. I wasn't like I was neglecting anybody. My kids were busy. So actually, Campbell's working on school, trying to finish up. So I worked also. I had to keep her company, right? Couldn't make her just sit at a computer all day and not join her. But I'm excited about what I was working on. It's stuff that's coming down the pike for everyone. Woohoo! In a month or two. And I think you're going to be excited about it too. This is always my favorite part when I get to just like create it all and come up with everything everyone's gonna get. Hello, Becca. That's a very enthusiastic hi. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Heidi. Oh, you finished a second sleeve, Heidi. Let's give a little bit of round of applause for Heidi for finishing a second sleeve. I think that might be the hardest piece of knitting ever. Well, maybe the second sock, but definitely seconds. Those are the hardest part of knitting. Anything second. Anything that is a repeat of something you've just done. Thank you, Nydia. My weekend was great. And I did do some knitting. I can't show it to you, but I can't wait to show it to you. Oh my gosh. Hi, Patty, Connie. Hi, Marianne. Hi, Bert. Hi, Mary. Since I can't satisfy my urge to show you what I'm working on, neither of the two of them. That's right. If you missed Friday's video, there's two now. I thought that what we could do is talk about past 4-day knit along sweaters. And so I might just sprinkle in between now and June 7th when we can share pictures, sprinkle in my past 4-day knit alongs. Today I'm wearing Foxtrot. I just had a mental hiccup where I can't remember them all, but you guys know what they are. We'll go over them. I know they're all in my closet. That's all that matters, right? Oh, except Stillwater. That was one of them. That was the first one. That belongs to my daughter now, but I could probably resurrect it. Find it in her closet somewhere. But yes, so right here we've got Foxtrot, which I made extremely cropped because I wanted it in like a cute length to wear layered with stuff like I'm layering it today. So this is just below my natural waist. And I also did really cropped 3/4 sleeves. And I like to wear this like with a, oh my gosh, what are cropped pants called? Where's my words? All I can think of is the word pedal pushers coming out of my mother's mouth. Like, what? There's a name for capris. I'm sure someone said it faster than than me thinking of it, but since the comments are always delayed, thank you, Cindy and Bert. So, anyways, I like this cropped look, layered with a shirt that's underneath, and then like a capri pant for a summer, spring kind of warmer season outfit. So even though this is wool, this is Knitted Wits superwash that worsted. We don't have it currently. It's very doable, especially in Oregon, for a summer sweater, a morning and evening sweater. And I just happened to find this cute little top at Old Navy that matches perfectly back when I was getting started knitting this. So this is such a great sweater. If you didn't make Foxtrot last year, nope, 2 years ago. Wait. Oh gosh, everything's. Oh yeah, soundtrack was last year. If you didn't make Foxtrot 2 years ago, I highly, highly recommend it. You can style it in a million different ways, or you can choose to knit it in a million different ways. And so, if you were thinking maybe Marie's version was longer than you wanted, or more of a like sweater, you can easily do the modifications that I did. I just did 2 repeats of the foxes. No, I did 3 repeats of the foxes, and I started them pretty much right below my armhole, 3/4 sleeve, nice and cropped length. Totally works. So this sweater's 5 stitches to the inch, and I brought some stuff in to show you how much, I mean, there are so much of the yarn world that satisfies that 5 stitch to the inch niche because it straddles two weights. So it's like the heavier end of DK, and then it's the lighter end of worsted. So that leaves you with a lot of yarns to choose from. And so I'm going to show you a few now. You could go ultra workhorse, super budget friendly, but still a really beautiful yarn. You could go with the ultra wool worsted. This would make a beautiful foxtrot. Excuse me. And I do love that yarn. I do not just say put it out there because we carry it. I wouldn't carry it. It's a workhorse superwash, but I wouldn't carry it if I didn't absolutely stand by it because I do love it. Another great one of my all-time faves is the Blue Sky Woolstock. So this is actually what I made my soundtrack out of last year, but this would be perfect for, and we just have this in restocked in all the colors. Perfect for Foxtrot. Another great one, Berroco Ultra Alpaca. If you did want that warmer Foxtrot, this one would be absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful for a fall winter version. Another fave, Kilborn Woolen Scout. Great yardage. Knits a lighter 5 stitch to the inch fabric, not wholly or loose or anything like that, just slightly lighter than those worsted weight options that I just showed you. So now we're talking about a DK option here, but beautiful at 5 stitches to the inch, perfectly lovely. Then our two newbies in the store both work at 5 stitches to the inch. So first up, we've got Deseos. I'm in love with this pink color, which pink is just not my thing typically, but this is Lotus, and it is just so beautiful. So this is Linares Deseos. This would make an incredible foxtrot. This one would be a slightly lighter fabric, and then this one would be a slightly denser, good for fall winter fabric. This is Linares Amada. So this is the worsted. So what you have here are both their DK and their worsted, but both of them will knit to 5 stitches to the inch. We've got the swatches out there to prove it. They just have this one's slightly denser fabric than this one here. So just kind of, again, it depends on the outcome you're looking for and the use you see yourself using for this. If you're curious about this really great, beautiful fall color in my hand right here, this is called Patagonia, and it is gorgeous. So yeah, I forgot to tell you guys to stick around to the end because I have this little special offer for you, but now I'll tell you. So anyways, I think a lot of you probably made Foxtrot. Tell me in the comments if you did. I got to scroll back up here and see. Jen. Okay, I'll come back to your question, Jen. Hobbit pants. Sandra, thank you. Sandra said she loves the color of my Foxtrot. This is so not a Sarah color. This was way out there in left field, and we got in this assortment of the knitted wit back in 2019 for this. And I don't know why, but this is just what jumped at me first, and it's so out of my wheelhouse. And you probably don't get the depth of it here, but you can definitely see when you're out in the light. There are spots where it is true green, like a Kelly, and then the spots where it's a little bit more blue green. So really beautiful color. And thank you, because this is definitely not, like, this is an outlier in my closet when you look in my closet, and then this is the only shirt I own that matches it. Because of that. And I was so relieved when I just stumbled onto this shirt while I was knitting Foxtrot, and I was like, oh good, I'll have something to wear with it. So Jenna asked, what is my favorite vanilla sock with an Afterthought heel? And I can tell you that I'm going to grab the Ravelry link for it because I know from putting my own projects in that it's a very generic name and there's like 16 of them. But I did knit several of these for Christmas presents because of the Dream in Color sock club that we had last fall, and she offered that this pattern as a inspiration for this because the sock club came with a full skein and then these mini skeins, so it was perfect for doing Afterthought heels. And so I would do my toe, my heel, and my cuff in the contrast color. Very fun. And so I did some of those for Christmas presents. And so it's just called, okay, Jen, I'm gonna plop the link in right here. It's called the Afterthought Heel Socks. Afterthought's one word. and it's by Madeline Gannon, and there's the link to it. And there are several patterns called, well, at least three, as you can see, Afterthought Heel socks. But it's very, very easy, very straightforward. And the fun thing about Afterthought Heels, if you aren't familiar, if you don't know what we're talking about, an Afterthought Heel is a technique where you make your cuff and or your toe. You can go in either direction, and then you just make this big tube. You do have to know how long you want the foot, like the foot length. So you do have to know what size you're knitting for. But you put in some waste yarn about the point where you need to put the heel later as a afterthought. And you just knit the whole thing in a big tube. So it's really great for just carrying around this mindless round and round knitting, like in a bag or something, with you on the go. So then after you finish the whole sock, whether from toe up or cuff down, you go back, you pull out that waste yarn, and you're left with two sets of stitches, kind of like in a fisheye, and you put those on the needles, and then you turn a little short row heel. Or in the case of this one, actually, this pattern has you decrease a heel like you make a toe. So it could not be more simpler. You don't have to do any fancy wrap and turns or anything like that. This one just has you do like a decrease. Basically, it's almost exactly like you would decrease for a toe, but there's a slightly different bit of shaping to it. So, but anyways, great question. Thank you. I really do enjoy making socks that way. I think it's really fun. Sandra, you made a foxtrot. Okay, I'm seeing some. Oh, Christy. Christy says she's Rios for Fox. I didn't pull Rios in here. Rios would be great. We have tons of Rios right now too. And she used carrot, which is the best orange. Like the best orange. I bet that is beautiful, Christy. Jill made her foxtrot in Rios as well, in like a sage green colorway. Nydia, you made it, but would love to do it in a lighter fabric. Yes, make a summer foxtrot. Absolutely. Becca, you didn't do foxtrot, but you did beekeeper and then a Bentley. Okay, perfect. So now you're aware of another one. Oh, that's great. You did it in Rios also, Diane, and you prevent smart girl. She says she alternated skeins to keep it from pooling weird. Rios is notorious for pooling weird. Even and Kim, you made foxtrot too. Okay, and Sarah. Oh, also Rios. Okay, lots of foxtrotters. Yeah, Malabrigo. I just advise you anytime you're using Malabrigo to alternate your skeins because it will do some major pooling. Yeah, it's just kind of notorious. Like even when we get yarn in the same batch, they don't really do dye lots. Like they stopped. I mean, years ago. I opened with Malabrigo, so I had it way back in the very beginning of their existence, and they did at one point print dye lots on stuff, and then they gave that up. so so even though they send stuff in batches that are all supposed to have been dyed together, there can still be some extreme differences from skein to skein. Okay, Christy wants to know what my second fireworks is in. I can't tell you. Christy, I'm knitting it in yarn. That's right. I'm using yarn. I can't tell you because I think it would give things away. And I can't do that yet. I know that is extremely annoying and extremely cryptic. Sorry. Diane asked, what do I consider Rowan felted tweed to be? Is it lighter than DK? So Diane, I knit Rowan felted tweed at 5.5 stitches to the inch for my boathouse, and that it was just dead on a size 6 needle at 5.5 stitches to the inch. So I do consider it to be a true DK. And I know a lot of Rowan patterns, they have you knit the felted tweed at a slightly denser gauge, in a more kind of like really traditional sweater density for like outerwear in the Shetland Isles, and that's fine, but I think it also behaves beautifully at 5.5 stitches to the inch in what I consider kind of a light, airy fabric. Not wholly, not loose, but just really kind of ideal. When I blocked my boathouse, sorry, I keep staring at the comments. When I blocked my boathouse, I saw what the dimensions were before it got wet, and once it was totally wet, I rolled it in a towel and then I laid it out and it didn't change a lick. It was so beautiful because it's such a light fiber and it's so light and airy the way it's created that it didn't like pull and drag from being heavy and wet, and it was just like blocking it was the easiest blocking I've ever done of a sweater ever. So yeah, I do consider it to be a true DK, the felted tweed. What it doesn't do very well is get looser than 5.5 stitches to the inch, in my opinion. I don't think it behaves very well at 5.25 even. So I think 5.5 is about the loosest you would want to go with the felted tweed, and then it's tighter than that. So yeah, I know I'm a rascal. All right, well, let's get to the goodie that I told you I had for you. First of all, I wanted to just come back to this because I think that when this was newly finished, I gave it the quickest of blurbs on a video, and then moved on because we had other stuff to talk about. But this is my pattern. This is called Scarfluffle, and Jan finished up a beautiful new sample for us in Kelborn Woolen's Perennial. And this is just a really, really straightforward one skein fingering. It's like a scarf slash shawl, and so that's why I named it Scarfluffle, because you can't nail it down, you can't pin it down. So at any rate, what I wanted to do is show you guys some yarn options that we have for this, and then just for you guys watching the video, we have a coupon so that if you put one of these skeins of yarn in your cart and you put the pattern download in your cart, you can use our coupon code and get the pattern for free. So it only works if you have one of the skeins and the pattern in the cart when you go to checkout. Then you put the coupon code in and it'll take the price of the pattern off. So that coupon code is Spring Fling, all together, all caps, Spring Fling. And we'll give you a link here in just a minute. But here are some of the great options you could use. This is what Jan used right here, what I'm wearing, which is the Kelborn Perennial, which has the loveliest hand. Loveliest. 497 yards, insane yardage. And this is a merino, alpaca, and nylon blend. So that would be a beautiful, beautiful one. Of course, one of my favorites, Manos de Uruguay Fino. This is a superwash merino silk blend that would be absolutely beautiful, kettle dyed. The Knitted Wit, Her Story, the Knitted Wit sock. If you want really good, fun, summery, happy colors, this would be amazing. Laneras Tierras, which is just squishy gorgeous. And kettle dyed. This colorway is Frangipani, and this is a non-superwash merino Polworth blend. This would work. All of these just one skein, just one skein. Of course, the Dream and Color Smoochie with Cashmere. This color is Do Re Mi, and oh my gosh, this would feel amazing around the neck. Amazing. Our favorite, Tosh Merino Light. This colorway is Daisy. So I'm not saying you have to get these colors, just any one of these yarns in the cart with the pattern, and you'll get the pattern for free with that coupon code. This is Malabrigo sock. This would be great, and it's 20 bucks a skein. This is a brand new color we just got in called Primavera, which means spring, and it is so beautiful. You can see all those subtle shades in there. It's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. This would make a gorgeous Scarfluffle. And then last but not least, Amble from the Fiber Company. This would work really well. One caveat though, you're going to want a second skein if you use Amble, because this is a slightly heavy fingering and it's only got 350 yards per skein, and that would come out pretty small. With this, I mean, if you're okay with a much shorter overall length in the triangle, then you could totally use Amble, but you probably would want a second skein. So the pattern is knit from tip to tip, and you basically go till you've used half your skein. That's how I've written it. So either you divide it up before you get started, or you use a scale to tell when you're halfway. So that's my little special thing for you guys today. So that code again, one more time, is Spring Fling, all one word, all caps. And you do have to have one skein of these yarns and the pattern in your cart to check out for the code to work. So, ooh, ooh. The Laneras this is called Tierras. And this is just so yummy. There's 430 yards. And this colorway is Frangipani, which is beautiful. Really beautiful. Some of the Laneras are more solids, and some of them are a little bit more variegated. Just depends from color to color. Let me take this off and hold it up really quick so you guys can see the stitch definition. So this is just garter stitch for the bulk of it, with a side edging that you knit as you go. So there you get a little idea. So it's just really great to wear in these transition seasons like we're in right now. Like, it's really nasty and not pleasant outside right now here. It's going to be really hot in a week, but right now, it's totally Scarfluffle weather, because leaving in the house in the morning is a little bit. Oh, okay, so the link is a little bit cold. Julia just shared the link. If you click that link, it would open up a shopping session where the coupon code's been applied. So that's just FYI about that link that she shared. Sally, you made the Scarfluffle but didn't weigh your yarn, and you have to be careful about how you wrap it around your neck. Is that because one side's shorter than the other? That's all right. You do you. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining me. It's been lovely, and I hope that some of you enjoy some Scarfluffles or maybe some Foxtrots. Oh, and thank you to everybody who bought a passport. We are now sold out. This is for the Slow Yarn Crawl. It was in today's newsletter and our blog post yesterday. So if you want the information, you're curious about that, you can still go look at our blog post. Go to look at our product page for the passports. I've added the link to where you can buy a passport now directly from the Slow Crawl itself. So they're also shipping them with for free, like we are or were before we sold out. So if you missed out and you haven't got yours yet, you can still get them. The link is on our product page. So alrighty, thank you everybody, and I will see you all on Friday. Have a good week.